So I have been requested to make tutorials of how I make my videos and thumbnails, and so here is the video on how I generally make my thumbnails. So I currently use an app called Canva. You can download that if you want to. And I start off with a plain white background that is the size of a YouTube thumbnail. Then I go over to my uploads and try to find a background. I usually use a few different backgrounds depending on what I feel like using. I think I'm going to use this lightning background right here, this yellow one. And so we have that now on here, and we're going to resize it to fit the frame and maybe turn it, rotate it a bit so that it adds a bit of style. Then we're just going to size it back up so that it fits. We just make that work there. I think that looks good. That's how we want to do it. And then we're going to go down to effects, and I'm going to choose a different color from the duotone section. I think I'm going to go with this sea blue color. I think that looks really good. And I'm also going to go back there and blur it a certain amount to about 58. And then there we go. We have our background. So now for the text, we're going to go to the text section and click add a text box. Now we are going to type in the word "the" because that's what I want on this thumbnail. And now we're going to resize it a bit because it has to get larger. So let's just resize it. Yeah, that's pretty big. And now we're going to change the font. We use Luckiest Guy, that's the font I use. And then we're also going to go over and add an effect to it. We're going to add the outline effect to it and change the color to black. And there we go, we've got our first bit of text. We move it over to the side. Just try to size it up as best as I can. I'll come back to it later. I'm sure some of you can tell what thumbnail I am making here because by the time I put this out, the video will have already released. And then we're going to duplicate it. We've duplicated it right here, and we type best. And we're going to place that here as well. Now we are going to duplicate it another time, and we are going to type wands in. Just fix the sizing, and well, it looks pretty big, so I'm going to do some adjusting to it. I think we are going to need to make the wands word smaller because that's what's poking out so much. And move it over, that's better. Then let's see, I'm going to move these over to the middle, and I think that works. So now we are going to upload 3 new images from my photos. Just 3 images of some wands. The Mira's staff, the cosmic sword, and the Titan power katana. We'll just upload those in. And we will add the first one in, the cosmic sword. Let's add that on in, and then we're going to go to the background remover so that it removes the background, and that works well, so we are going to place it right there. Then add the Mira's staff in and do the same thing to it. Okay, good, it has also removed the background well. And lastly, we will add the Titan power katana in and do the same thing. So now we have our 3 wands, and I just have to figure out some sizing and some sizing problems here. Sometimes you just have to work a lot on it to figure out how it's going to look best. So I'll just speed through this part right here so that I can get to the finished product. Okay, we're at a pretty good place right now, so I'm going to add the shadow to it. We're going to go to outline and change the color to white. And there we go. That just happens sometimes. Then we're going to do it for this wand, the same thing. And we will just go through all three of them and put a white outline around them. Okay, so I think we've got a pretty good thumbnail here. This works pretty well for one of my videos. I've already released it, of course, by the time that this is being uploaded, but sometimes the shadows just don't work well. The outline doesn't work well. It might not work well for this one, so like the white outline might not show up as well as I want it to. We're just going to try a little bit, work a little bit on it, see what happens, but I don't expect much to change. Okay, so I think we have ourselves a pretty good thumbnail here. We are going to save it to our camera roll, and it's downloading. Here we go, we have saved it. Now let's go check it out. So yeah, like I said, I think this thumbnail turned out pretty good. So there we go, this tutorial is finished. I have now shown how I make my thumbnails, most of my thumbnails. And so, thanks for watching. The video tutorial will be here soon.